Today, we're going to show you how to make homemade mac and cheese. Homemade mac and cheese is completely customizable. You can use whatever cheeses you want, use whatever pastas you want, whatever seasonings you want, whatever meats you want. So in this, I'm going to show you just the basic steps to make your own cheese sauce and your own mac and cheese so you can make it your own. When choosing cheeses, typically you want a sharp cheese and then one milder, creamier cheese. First thing you want to do, if you're going to add meat to the mac and cheese, cook that now. Whether it's chicken, beef, season it, cook it, set that aside. Then you want to shred your cheese. I have some pepper jack from the deli that I just sliced really thin, and then I also shredded up some cheddar here. If you don't have time to shred your own cheese, and I get that, you can use store-bought pre-shredded cheese, but try to look for one that uses potato starch as the anti-caking agent. If you use the ones with cellulose, the cheese sauce will get gritty. If you use the potato starch, it tends to just get a little pasty, but we can fix that. Okay, got the water boiling. Now we're gonna add our pasta. Okay, water's boiling. So I'm gonna add my salt. And then I'm gonna add about a half pound of pasta. You can use shells, that's typically what we use, but I'm actually starting to really like this stuff. I have no idea how to pronounce that though. Celentani? That's my best guess. So first, over medium heat, we're gonna melt 2 tablespoons of butter, and we wanna keep it in one spot here, and you will see why in a second. Okay, now that the butter is melted, I have 3 tablespoons of flour, and we're gonna start off 1 tablespoon at a time, just drop that in, and then we're just gonna stir this in. Once that's mixed, go in and add another tablespoon of flour. Same thing, just mix it in. Do the rest of the flour, and again just mix until it's completely combined, and this is making your roux. So this is what thickens the sauce. Okay, now that we have our roux nice and combined, we're going to take 1.5 cups of milk. So pour in a cup of milk, and then we'll just whisk. Then I'll add in that last half cup, and then we just whisk. And we just want to whisk until we get all of these little clumps out of here. Once you have it nice and combined and it starts bubbling like this, this is when you want to add your seasoning. So we'll do a little bit of salt, a little bit of smoked paprika, and you can do whatever seasoning you want on this. This is just what I like to do. Some garlic powder. And I know this sounds crazy, but a dash of nutmeg. And some black pepper. My brother-in-law always adds that little bit of nutmeg to his, and honestly, it's insane how good it is. I don't know why it makes as much of a difference as it does, but it does. And we'll just whisk that. There we go. And this is the base for our cheese sauce. So, this is looking nice and smooth. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove it from the heat and add our cheese. So now that it's off the direct heat, that's really important, otherwise the cheese won't combine properly. We're gonna do about a half cup at a time and just stir this in. If this is thicker than you want, or you use that potato starch, pre-shredded cheese, just take a spoonful of your pasta water and you just whisk it in. And you do not add more water until that water is completely mixed in. It's a lot easier to thin these sauces out. It is not easy to thicken them back up once you've already got to this point. So there you go, a nice, smooth, creamy consistency. This is perfect. Now we'll just fold in our pasta. So this is essentially done. You can just stir in your chicken, your beef, whatever it is that you were gonna add for meat, and serve it like this. Or if you want the breadcrumb topping, I'll show you how to do that right now. First things first, we're gonna add all of this pasta to a 9x9 baking dish. All right, for the breadcrumbs, I've got some panko breadcrumbs. I have a similar seasoning mix to what I added to the bechamel. Then I did add just some Parmesan and a little bit of oregano as well. Then we're gonna pour in a tablespoon of melted butter. We're just gonna stir that to mix it. Okay, now that it's all mixed up, we're just gonna pour it over the top of our mac and cheese. Do your best to do a nice even coat. All right, because the mac and cheese is still hot, I'm just gonna set the oven to broil, put this on the middle rack, and leave it in there for about 5 minutes until everything's just golden brown. If you were gonna refrigerate this and bake it later, all you would do is set your oven to 350, cover the top of this with foil, put it in the oven for about 15 minutes, then uncover it, put it back in, crisp the top for 5 minutes. All right, and there you can see crust is nice and crispy. Just gonna dig in. Oh, look at how good that looks. All right, kids will be home soon. They're a little bit chaotic right after school, so figured I'll try this before they get here. Let's see how it is. That's really good. I mean, you get the smokiness of the smoked paprika. There's that little bit of nutmeg. It really does make a difference. And then the cheese blend, you know, it's nice and creamy. Highly recommend you give this a try. You can do my recipe the first time you do it, but then definitely make it your own. Find the cheeses you like, the spices you like, and let me know what you ended up deciding on, or if you run into any issues or have any questions. And if you like this kind of video, subscribe and we'll be posting more like it.